as a listing agent, can be the source of stress, delays, renegotiations, and once in a while, it even kills the deal. There's no listing agents out there that would actually tell a buyer, get a home inspection. You know, if they could get rid of us, they actually would, and I don't blame them. The two parties have already agreed on a price. They even made an offer and it got accepted. This is a done deal, sold. But in reality, the process is backward. Now they're throwing a home inspection in there. And now they want to renegotiate. Stress jumps right back in there. And a lot of times, buyers, you know, they'll use a home inspection report just to get out of a deal, even if it's a perfectly good home. Well, I'm here to tell you this morning that it doesn't have to be that way. Actually, it could be the complete opposite. How about if I told you that you could use a home inspection report to sell homes faster, easier, and often for more money using the home inspection report? How about if I told you you could use the home inspection report to get leads, super high quality, hot leads to grow your business and reach your goals? How about if I told you that 75% of the time, the buyer will skip the home inspection once you have it pre-inspected with us? What we've done is we changed the home inspection from a liability for listing agents, from a liability into an asset, where now you can use it not only to sell homes faster, but to grow your business. Before I start this presentation, I want to talk about your four main concerns. I already know you guys don't want to pay for a pre-listing inspection. I know some of you think there's liability in it. How about if the buyer gets it? Sue us later. Others probably think that, you know, how can this possibly help me to tell the buyer what's wrong with this house? Doesn't make any sense. And how about if the house is in really bad shape? You know, how can a pre-listing inspection help you? Well, number one, money, there's no money issue. We actually take payment at closing and we'll take the loss if it doesn't close. So much we're confident in what we offer. Liabilities, zero liabilities. For a prospective buyer to acquire the report, they have to agree to the disclaimer that says that this house was pre-inspected, it's done for the seller, it's not protecting you. We recommend you get your own home inspection to be used as a guide only. The third one, why would I tell the buyer what's wrong with this house? Makes no sense. In reality, what's going to happen is this house is going to get inspected no matter what. So you do have two options here. One, you either take control of the inspection process or you let the buyer controls it. We already know if the buyer controls it, it's going to lead to stress, delays, renegotiations, and once in a while, it's even going to kill the deal. Right? And how about if the house is in terrible shape? Well, in that case, I'll talk to you a little bit later about that. We have a solution around this. So the reason I gave you a brochure this morning is because the whole concept is explained right inside this brochure. So if you don't have one, there should be one on your desk. If you don't have one here, I'll give you one. It's in the inside.
One over here.
We need some over here.
Young lady here. Oh, and the young father.
Younger than you,
Yeah.
So we didn't invent pre-listing inspection. It's been out there for a while, but it hasn't been used to its full potential. Here's some of the benefits and advantages, and this is all inside the brochure. We've designed this brochure so I could explain it to you, and then you could explain it to your clients after. So we already know that it sells home faster because the first accepted offer, instead of going through all the renegotiations and delays, is going to go straight through closing. It often sells for more money because you can use the report. If the house is in great shape, you can use that report to justify a higher selling price. The seller can save some money because a lot of the items in a home inspection report, there are a lot of do-it-yourself kind of stuff. Clean up the caulking around the bathtub, clean up the gutters, lots of little stuff the seller can do and save some money. It can be used as a marketing tool because who else out there is getting their homes pre-inspected? It'll set you and the listing apart. A lot of agents actually use this system as a unique selling proposition to acquire new clients. When people call them up, they tell them, hey, by the way, unlike other agents, we get the place pre-inspected. It allows us to find a few items that could make the sale of the house difficult. We get those things fixed, we put on the market, and it sells. It also reduces stress, because I know when we do buyer's inspection, the listing agent gets you in there and they're all looking at us, who's this guy? You know, my clients have already agreed on a price, is it gonna create any problems? But when the place is already pre-inspected, there is no stress. The seller, the listing agents already know what's wrong with this house. Whatever they come up with, it's hard to renegotiate on things you already knew ahead of time. But what we've added to this process is what's coming up right here. So first thing we do is we pre-inspect the property. If we find items that could make the sale of the house difficult, we have a long list of contractors. We work with handymans, painters, plumbers, electricians, whatever you need. So number two is we'll help find contractors, or you can just leave it as is and adjust the price, which is often the best way to go. But what we've done is we created a platform called preinspected.com. What that is, it's like an MLS looking website, except every properties are pre-inspected. We upload the report on preinspected.com and we associate the listing agents with it. So let's say you're the listing agents, you'll get an email, David of Inspect Canada has uploaded a report for your property on whatever address, and there'll be a few links there. There'll be the PDF, so if you can send the report to anybody that asks you, but there's another one that is a direct link to that report on preinspected.com. So this is the link that you would put wherever you're advertising this place for sale. Social media posts, your website, feature sheet, wherever. Say, by the way, this is the 1995 3-bedroom, 2-bath. By the way, we're honest and upfront. We have this place pre-inspected for you. We hired a third-party company. Click here to download the report. The report is free to download, but they need to include their name, email, cell phone number, which we verify by sending them a code in a text. They throw it on the system. As soon as they click download, they get the report, and bam, you get their full contact information. So now, not only you know their name, email, and phone number, but you know their budget, where they want to buy, and what they want to buy. So now you can always follow up, say, hey, John, I noticed you downloaded the report for one of my property. Do you happen to have any questions, or do you have a home for sale? So you can convert these clients into customers. If they don't like the home, that's not the end of the world, because now you know what they want, where they want it, and what they're looking for, and what their budget is. So you can always tell them, hey, actually, we do have another unit in the same neighborhood. Let me show it to you. Right. So this is basically what we do. Once it's pre-inspected, we can put a sign like this under your for sale sign that says that this home is pre-inspected, and then they can go there to download the report, search for it, or go through your direct link wherever you're doing your direct marketing. So we're able to capture leads for our clients, the listing agents, not only offline with these signs, online with your links, but also during the open house. What we have here is that something I gotta jump to first is because we're in the business, our business is entirely different. A regular home inspection is designed to protect the buyer, tell them what this home is all about, and then they use this for renegotiation most of the time. What the business we're in is completely different. We're just like real estate photography and all these other services you've been using. We're there to facilitate the sale of the house. So the report is also designed to facilitate the sale of the house, even though it does have to include all the issues that a buyer inspection would get. We also report on all the positivity of the house. So yes, you might have a little bit of electrical issues there, but your roof is brand new. Your hot water tank's 3 years old. There is no foundation crack. There's no rats in the attic. We run the infrared everywhere. We didn't pick up any moisture. So we overload the report with positive items so that when they get to the negative, it's not so discouraging anymore. Right? So what we do, so this is what you get when we upload a report. You get a graphic like this size. It will have a code here. This is a large version. I would encourage you to try that this morning. If you could please text 12345 to this phone number, you'll see exactly what happened. So during the open house, when someone comes to the open house, say, hey, I noticed that you're interested in this place. I want to be completely honest and upfront with you. We hired a third-party company to pre-inspect this place. If you want to learn all the great things about this place, the few items you might need to fix, if you want to learn about the heating system, the roof, the foundation, just text that code to this phone number. You'll get the report right on your cell phone. And at the same time, you get their phone numbers in an email. So you can always ask them their name. By the way, I'm David. Your name is John. Hey, call them up in the afternoon or send them a text. John, remember me from the open house? I was wondering if you had a chance to look at the report, if you have any questions, or do you happen to have a home for sale, right? So you just keep on going like this. This basically, like I mentioned earlier, we've completely changed the home inspection industry for listing agents from a liability into an asset, where now you can use it not only with your existing listings, acquire new listings, but with your existing listings to grow your business and reach your goals. So this is how we capture leads at the open house. This is how we do it offline, and then online, this is through the link. So it's basically like, I was introduced as a home inspector earlier, but in reality, we're a marketing company that uses the home inspection as the hook to find who's buying and who's selling for our target market, the listing agents. As a home inspector, I could see listing agents getting like, you know, ripped apart by this home inspection report. And often it wasn't even honest. You know, we get calls, why do you say the furnace is not working? Well, it's working perfectly fine. You know, sometimes, so we basically, our goal is to facilitate the sale of the home. Yet we want to make sure that if the buyer does get a home inspection, which happen approximately 25% of the time right now, that the reports are very similar. They cannot come up with things that is not already part of our report, except that we load ours with also all the positive items. So that's pretty much what we do. On the brochure, you'll notice that our prices are there. Again, if you're gonna offer it as a gift to your clients, we'll take payment at closing. If you're gonna get them to pay for it, and most agent that has been using us over time, now they know how to get the clients to pay for it. They tell them, hey, when you bought your place, did you get a home inspection? Yes. Were you able to renegotiate? Yeah, there was this, and that. Well, if you don't want that to happen to you, man, let's get this place pre-inspected right now. Allows us to fix a few items or just disclose them, and there won't be any room for renegotiations. So our price are right here, $500 for a home, $400 for a townhome, and about $300 for a condo. You don't need to be there. You can just tell your clients, hey, David and his team will show up and get this place. We involve the seller. We make them feel comfortable. We're all part of the same team. The intent is to facilitate the sale of the home. So it's an entirely different industry. You know, we represent different clients, and our intent is completely different. Do you guys have any questions about anything? I'm sure you got something.
Yeah, I have one.
Yeah.
Did I hear you correctly saying that if the deal doesn't close, you don't take payment?
That's right. Yeah.
Okay, so then it's easy to sell to a seller. You get it done.
No, actually, oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well,
Actually, we only take payment at closing if you're gonna offer it as a gift to your clients.
Yes.
Talk to your clients, show them the brochure. As their consultant, you tell them, these are the benefits and advantages, this is how it works, this is how much it costs. I highly suggest we go that route. Yes, no problem, and then they pay us. If they're resisting, then you can all say, you know what, I know this is gonna help, don't worry. You can always say, hey, pay these guys and I'll refund you at closing. If they keep saying no, you just tell them, look, we'll take, don't worry, I'll make it a gift for you. And in those cases, we'll take payment at closing and we'll take the loss if it doesn't sell.
okay.
But, you know, the best is definitely to get your clients to pay for it. It's not an expense, it's an investment. If like renegotiation jumps in there, a $5 junction box cover is gonna end up being a $500 deduction. You know, so just tell your clients as a consultant that this is definitely the way to go. You already know this place is gonna get inspected anyways, so now you have the opportunity to take control of it.
This to me is a great thing for a couple reasons. One, sellers always ask you, what should we do to make this place more saleable, blah, blah, blah. So instead of you being the professional, you get him to do it. There's a list of little things you can do, it's gonna help it. But better is when the buyer's offer, they get their inspection, and I like that you've got a disclaimer, that caveat emptor, buyer beware, don't rely on this, get your own if you want. But if their inspection says this, this, and this, and his doesn't, you can say, well, no, hold on. You're not relying on the buyer's inspection on its face. If the buyer's inspection says the furnace needs to replace, and he says, oh, it's full of crap, we inspected it, it's not, you can tell the buyer to go fish. So it helps you on those guys that want to renegotiate when subjects are coming. I like that a lot. If you're doing this though, make sure you put it on the Schedule A and the seller is aware of it and is on side with it, right? Because you're going to be taking this report about their home and offering it to third parties. You need that permission in the Schedule A. So make sure that, but other than that, from a marketing tool, sounds great. For you
What's
guys to
the
get
guarantee?
listings,
Sorry.
gives you, it offsets you, right?
The guarantee that they're gonna buy the house, I can see us working on the same deal for the next 15 years. How are you gonna buy the house for the buyer?
We're talking about this right here?
These guys, no, they said they'll buy the house if there's a problem.
Yeah, so this is
Just
this
explain
is a little
it.
bit something different. What we include in as part of our home inspection is what's called a buyback guarantee, and that is mostly for buyers. But I'll tell you how we transfer that into from the sellers. That basically within 90 days, if they find items that we were supposed to find, that is part of our standard of practice. Let's say there's a foundation crack and we didn't notice it, and now rainy season kicks in, water gets in the basement, and you know what, this place, they have remorse, this place is not as good as they thought. If they want, the association I'm part of in the United States called Internachi will buy that home back for 100% of what they paid for. Now, when we do seller inspection, we do a lot of buyer inspection, but we specialize in seller inspection. When we do a seller inspection, the buyer's not protected by that home inspection, right? But what we do is what's called an on-site review. We can go back on site, it costs them half the price, we go through the report, the deficiencies, we educate them about the water shut-off and everything else. They sign the agreement and now they're protected by it and they get the buyback guarantee. Something I forgot to mention earlier is the point where how about if a house is in really bad shape, what do you do with that? And that happens almost half the time. In those cases, we don't put a sign on the lawn like this one that says this place is pre-inspected, but during the open house, you have your open house sign that looks kind of like this guy here, right? And so when people come by, and you can always say, hey, I see interest in this property. I want to be completely honest and upfront with you. We have this place pre-inspected and there's a few items I want to talk to you about, and that's why I've adjusted the price to where it is. And you can show them that there's pests in the attic. We already contacted a pest control company. There's a bit of a toilet leak. That's why there's so much mold in the ceiling there, sir. We have a contractor that comes and look at it. $3,000 to fix this up. And then you can set the expectation there. Otherwise, they get excited. The buyer's inspector gets in there and kills the deal every time. And I've seen it many times with signs of different real estate agents trying to sell some really beat up homes, and they couldn't do it. The home inspection would always create problems. Get it done at the beginning. That's exactly where it belongs.
Yeah.
The process is backward.
This will also protect you and your seller with the law that says you must disclose material latent defects. So you're not engineers or inspectors, but if he finds one on a pre-inspection, you can say to the seller, look, we have a latent defect we have to disclose. Might as well disclose it, and again, get expectations lower at the beginning. It's easier to negotiate. I agree.
What are the limitations